Okay guys, I'm gonna do my everyday makeup routine with you. I'm gonna show you all the products that I use for my face. Whenever I do feel like wearing a little bit of makeup, I usually don't wear that much makeup every day because to be honest with you, my skin is very sensitive and I just acne prone. As you can see, like this is me without any makeup, there's no filter. I have like a little pimple here and then just scarring. I actually got like something bit me here and it left a mark. So usually I just try not to put anything on my face because of this. My skin will just mark up over anything. But when I do wear makeup, I will use these products. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just prep my face with some primer, just because my skin is very oily. So I do like to put something on it just to help with like the oil and the balance and everything like that. The only one that really I feel like works for me, I've tried different ones, like e.l.f. and even the other one size one that I do have somewhere. I just didn't feel like it worked as well as this one here. This is the one size oil sucker extreme mattifying primer. So I'm gonna go in with that. And I usually just use my hands. And I'll usually just use like this much. And I'll just put it in the areas that mostly get oily, like my T-zone area. And I'll just rub that in. This doesn't really break me out, so that's good. Because a lot of products do. Like especially like skin products. Like I actually don't wear, I'm just gonna pat this in. I don't wear foundation because of that reason. Every time I wear foundation, I just find that I always have a bump on my face after I wear it. No matter what the brand is, I've tried many brands and I just always have like a breakout after I use it. So I don't use foundation. If I ever do, I'll use more like a skin tint or I'll use the Hourglass foundation or something that's like a little bit more matted, like the Fenty stick, if I need to use foundation. But other than that, I don't. I mean, I do like the body and face one by Dior. That one I think looks great on me. It's just, yeah, I just can't take the breakouts. So because of that, I don't use it. But I do have it. So next, I'm just gonna let this dry down. It dries pretty quickly, and because I only do like my T-zone, it's not gonna take that long. I don't know if my camera's straight. I'm filming this on my iPhone because I can't bother set up my camera. It's just too much work, but anyway. So I'm gonna go in with this. This is what I use every day. It's just a tinted sunscreen, and it does give me coverage on my skin. So it will blur like all these little blemishes and stuff. So this is usually what I use for every single day. It's very light, it does the job, and it doesn't break me out. To be honest, when I first started using it, my skin had to get used to it, so it was breaking me out a little bit, but I really liked the product, so I kind of just kept using it, and my skin got used to it. So I'll just usually just massage this in. As you can see, it's kind of creating the color close to my skin tone once I blend it in. And I like to use my hands. I just feel like it gives you the most natural look when it comes to your makeup, especially for every day. But yeah, my skin had to get used to it. And by the second bottle, my skin was used to it. It wasn't breaking out. When I first started using it, I really had to get comfortable with it on my skin. It was different, especially because it had sunscreen and everything like that. I feel like sunscreen too really breaks me out also when I just use regular sunscreen. So this is kind of like a 2-in-1 for me. And I just go over my lid too, because I usually don't put any foundation on my lid for my everyday makeup either. So yeah, I don't know if this is the best lighting to see my makeup, but yeah, because honestly, if you know me, you know I'm blind. Like, I don't have my glasses on or contacts, so I'm kind of doing this without really seeing what's going on. But yeah, I think that's good. So you can see a little bit of my skin still, like the texture and some dark spots, but I'm fine with that being seen because at the end of the day, we're all human and it's real skin anyways. So I'm not too concerned when it comes to that. When when it's my everyday makeup, I don't care. Obviously, if I needed to do something more full glam and I needed to cover it and pictures were being taken, then yeah, I would cover it. But honestly, it just looks. After that, I'm just gonna put my concealer on, and I use this one from Hourglass in the color, I don't know what the color is, it's kind of marked out, but I will put it in the description once I find out. I'll go in my Sephora account and check. And I'll usually just go here and then down on the side just to give me a little bit of a lift. I'll put a little bit on my nose and just in the center just to highlight my face a little bit. And on my chin. And I'll just let that sit for a little bit. After I'm done that, I like to go in with like I like to look really bronzed. I just feel like sometimes I look washed out, especially with makeup. I feel like what's the point if you're not gonna look darker? So I like to use this cream contour from Fenty. It's like their cream bronzer. It kind of reminds me of the Chanel one. And ooh, I'm not even gonna show you the inside of this, but anyways, it's the color Teddy. Yeah, Cheeks Out 05 Teddy. I really love this. It really makes me look like not darker but glowy, and I think that's really nice for every day, because obviously when you do your makeup you might want to look darker when you have a full face of glam, but if you're going for something natural, this will do the trick for every day. And because I like it to look like really subtle and not like crazy contoured, I'll just use like a bigger brush. Excuse me, like this. I'm just gonna use this little pink brush that I have from Beauty Creations. Their stuff, I feel like it's nice. It's cheap, it's good, it works. And I'm just gonna pat it on the brush. And then where I really like to see my bronzing contour is on my forehead. I don't know, something about making my forehead darker just makes me feel better. And it kind of shortens your forehead a little bit if you feel like you have a big forehead. I honestly don't feel like I have a big forehead, but I just like to see my contour going into my hairline. Usually I use brushes and then I'll go over like all my makeup with a sponge after, just to blend everything in and make it look seamless. So it's gonna look a little bit crazy for now, but you kind of see. I'm like filming this with my phone right in front of me and then the mirror's behind, so just bear with me because I can't really see. And I'll just go around the edges of my face. Yeah, the lighting is not the best in here, but we're just gonna make do. And then I'll go in under here and kind of just swipe it up. I feel like as a woman, everything you do, you just need to do it in an upward motion, because we don't want anything drooping. And I'll just put it on my cheek like that. As you can see the difference, it looks kind of dark and crazy, but once you go over it with a sponge and I do my concealer, it's gonna look fine. I don't know why my wash looks so dark. Like usually it looks great, because the light that I have in here is actually really good. I don't know why when I want to do a video it wants to pick up like this, but anyway. I'm just gonna put the bronzer where I want it, and then I'm gonna put it here. We're gonna chisel the jawline. And I just use a big brush like this because I just want it to look natural. I don't really care for it to look super contoured. I just want it to look like a natural glow. So I kind of just brush it everywhere. Okay, so my phone died and then it was talking about full storage, all of that. So I missed a few steps. So I'm just gonna show you guys what I used. So I did my under eyes, I fully blended those out. I went over it with this Morphe setting powder in translucent. That's what I use for every day. My eyeshadow, I just use a little bit of some of the bronzer that I use. And I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in shade Cappuccino. I've been using this for years, so I just went over my face, did that a little bit over my lid so it would just blend in. And then I used, so sorry, my makeup's really, really dirty. I don't know how these people be doing their get ready with me and their makeup's clean. Clearly y'all don't use your makeup because, or maybe you're wiping it before you film, but I'm just not gonna do that. Let's be real. So I'm using this Makeup by Mario eyeshadow palette. I used this shade on top of the bronzer that I applied. Sorry, this camera just keeps leaning and it's annoying me. So anyways, yeah, I used this little shade to go over my lid just because I wanted something to show. It would be, let's see, which one is it? The third one from the top. So matte 3, I believe. Matte 3? Yeah, matte 3. So we got that far with the makeup when I was off film because it died, and then when I was looking for the video, it wasn't showing in my phone. I was like, oh my gosh, I just lost all that footage. And then something told me, just restart your phone, you know? And then maybe it might appear because sometimes the phone be glitching like that. And I did that and the video was saved, the first part. So I'm just gonna continue on from here. But anyways, I just contoured my nose a little bit as well with the bronzer. Like, I can't go anywhere without contouring my nose. I just feel like that needs to be done, or the look's just not gonna be giving. I just brushed on my lashes as well. I have lash extensions. Oh, that's not the side. So I just have like a really natural set. That's usually what I've been doing lately. And then I filled in my brows, and I filled it in with this Urban Decay brow beater. I used this. I kind of put two tones in my brows just because I do have it. I do have the ombre brow done. So I use that, and then just to fill it in, I'll use that, and I don't know where it went, but it's another brow brush, another brow pencil that I used. This one's a new one, but it's from LA Girl. It's a really good alternative. My favorite brow pencil is the Refi one from Sephora, but you know, if your girl's not gonna be spending $30-something on a brow pencil, this one from the hair store works pretty well, and the color's great. This color is in, let me see, in brunette. That's what I use. And then this one's a little bit lighter, so I kind of just blend it in because I feel like sometimes if it's too dark, it's just gonna look really harsh, and your brows should be close to your hair, but not darker than your hair. So I use these for my brows. So I already did all my face powders, everything like that. I think I'm gonna go over it again just because I'm an oily girl, and you know, yeah. So I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury airbrush finishing powder in shade 3 tan, and I'm just gonna go over my entire face with this big old brush. And then I honestly, that's basically what I do for my face for every day. Obviously, once it sets and it melts into your skin, it's gonna look a lot more natural. Right now it looks kind of like a full face, but once you set it, usually I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, but I ran out, so that would be my next step after this, and let it sit for a little bit, and then I'll do my blush. But because I don't have that, I'm just gonna go straight into my blush and do that. So the blush that I usually use is the Dior one, but I haven't been using it because I cracked it and I just don't have it right now. I have to throw it out. So I'm gonna use, I bought another one because of that. I used that until it was like almost finished, and then the rest of it cracked. I didn't use this one, but I will show you the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Coconati 2 is a good bronzer as well. Sometimes I'll use this if I want something even lighter, but because I am filming, I wanted something to show a little bit more. That one's a lot more natural, and it's just more like for a sun-kissed look, but you can't really see it on the camera. So back to what I was saying, I bought this Patrick Ta for Face blush, this one. Now, it's in the color She's Giving. It's very pigmented, and I don't really use the cream side if I'm doing my everyday makeup. I just don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like that's more for like when you need to do a full beat. So I'm just gonna use the powder side, which is this, and my little brush, and I'm not even really gonna do too much because it's very, very pigmented, as you can see. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on the other side, and I'm just gonna blend it out because I want it to look natural. So Obviously, if you were going out somewhere in the night, you might want to add a little bit more. But for me, this is more than enough. And I do like my blush to show, like I love blush, but just for this, my camera's good. So I do love blush, like I really do. But because I'm just gonna be staying in the house, I don't need to put a lot. And I'm just gonna blend this out so it looks super, super natural. If I had that Charlotte setting spray, it would just blend in all the way, but because I don't have it right now, it's gonna look a little bit cakey, but whatever. And I feel like with your blush, you really gotta blend it in if you want it to look natural. If not, it's just gonna look like you got a pink streak on your face. And I know a lot of girls like that look, but for me, no. I'll put a little bit on my nose. I don't like that I look gray. I literally look so tan in person and through the mirror, but I look gray on this camera. Like, ew. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. Anyway. That's what we're gonna use. And I'm just leaning forward because I can't see. As you guys know, I already said I'm blind, so. Anywho, that's really what I'll do for my makeup when it comes to everyday. That's about it. And then I'm gonna do my lip. And for me to look a little bit more glowy and dewy, I'm gonna use this Makeup by Mario highlighter in the color Expensive. Honestly, it's just like, it's like clear. And I just put this on the parts that I wanna highlight on my face. So I'll usually do it on my nose to make it look a lot more like soft, the look. And on my cheek where I put the blush, you can't really, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but in person it's so nice. And it just gives you like a nice dewy look. And it just makes the makeup look so much more natural for me, at least. Because we did put a lot of makeup on for like every day, like that's a lot. And then I usually just go over my lip, but I'm gonna put lipstick on anyway, but yeah. Okay, so for my lip, I'm gonna try this new pencil that I bought from Walmart yesterday by Maybelline. It's called the Lifter Liner, and it's in the shade, I don't know, in the shade On It. So it was like a nice neutral, like kind of nude color, but it kind of looks a little bit like it has an undertone of pink. So I'm gonna try this because usually I use the Makeup Forever liners. The one I love down is oh god, how I love it down there, I don't know the name. Limitless Brown. That's what I use every day. That's my go-to. And then I have other ones that I'll use for like from NYX or even like the MAC liners and stuff like that. But I saw this and this is pretty affordable, so I wanted to try something else for like every day. So let's see, because I've heard really good things about it. My cousin told me actually about this when she was doing my makeup. I'm like on my tippy toes because I can't see. I don't know if I like this. It's kind of similar to my skin tone. Like, it's not really showing. But I guess that's the point if I'm trying to look natural, right? But it is like an easy formula. Like, I do like it. I probably just need something darker. I did buy the darker one as well. I just don't know where I put it. Let me see if I can find it. If not, I'm just gonna go in with another pencil that I have. Honestly, I can't bother because my makeup bag is all over the place. So I have all these Makeup by Mario liners as well. I love them too. The darker one that I'm going to use for right now is the dark chocolate color, and I'm just going to kind of contour like the highlighted parts of my lip because I don't want to go over the other stuff that I have put on. Okay, where I left off, I was contouring my lip a little bit with this Makeup by Mario. So I just put it in my Cupid's bow here. And I'm just gonna blend it out. And then down here, just to give it some definition, because I feel like that last pencil, the Maybelline one, I just couldn't really see it too much. I'm just gonna go in with a gloss. So the one that I've been loving lately is, well, there's two that I've been loving lately. And it's this drugstore one from Maybelline as well, but it's also like a plumper. So this is in the shade Pink Sting. So I'm gonna go in with this just for like a color. And it's just gonna plump my lips a little bit. So that's gonna be cute. Sorry, I just cannot see. I'm so short and then I'm blind, like what a combo. Anyway, that's usually what I'll do. And then I've been loving this Huda Beauty one, the faux filter, and this one's just in the clear color Glassy, but it's like super glossy. This is probably one of the best glossy lip glosses I've tried in a long time. And I'm just gonna go over it in the highlight areas of my lip. I don't really go like in the corners and stuff because I feel like it just kind of makes your mouth look wide. Because I just want to highlight with the gloss in the center points. And yeah, that's my everyday makeup. And I'm just gonna go in with some setting mist from L'Oreal. I have the Patrick Star. Is this Patrick Star? No, the next one. One size one, Patrick something, I don't know. I use that one too, but this one's a lot cheaper. And I just bought it last night when I was at Walmart. So when I bought the lip liner, I'm just gonna use this. I'm gonna show you in a different lighting because I feel like the bathroom, it's not really giving what it needs to give. You can't really see the look. So I'm gonna show you guys outside. Okay guys, so this is how my final makeup turned out. As you can see, it's super natural, it's super glowy.